The previous lesson gave you a quick look at the article options section. This lesson will expand on this by covering the following topics: the difference between global settings, menu settings and article settings, how to disable some default Joomla settings, how to override global settings for individual pages, how to override settings for an individual article, changing the layout of a page, and changing the order in which articles appear on a page. In order to best demonstrate these features, I've added 10 articles to the blog category, so there are now 13 blog articles in total. You can see this list here in Article Manager. And this is how this page now appears on the front end. I'll come back to this later in the lesson. There are a bunch of settings throughout Joomla that control if certain features are enabled, as well as the layout of pages. These settings can be specified for the entire site, an individual page, or an individual article. This flexibility is great, but it can be confusing for beginners if you don't understand how it works. So, let's talk about how it works. The main settings that apply throughout the website are controlled at what I'll call the global level. Let's look at one feature, the author name. This is enabled by default, so all articles include a line that, in this case, is labelled written by, followed by the username of the Joomla user. I haven't bothered to change the default username, so it says written by super user. Let's say you don't like this feature and wish to disable it. Ask yourself, do I want to disable this feature on all or almost all articles? If so, it should be disabled at the global level. Here's how you would do that. In Administrator, navigate to any of the content pages. For example, Content Article Manager. Step 2. Click Options from the Actions toolbar. Step 3. Various settings are grouped on tabs. Initially you're on the main tab, which is labelled Articles. Step 4. Scroll down to the line labelled Show Author and change the setting to Hide. Click Save and Close in the Actions toolbar. The author name will no longer be displayed by default on any articles. Check this on the front end. I'm going to repeat this for the other features that appear above the article. There are 4 settings: category name, publish date, hits, and to the right there are print and email icons. Back in Options, hide the corresponding features. Show category, show publish date, show hits, show print icon, and show email icon. When you now refresh a front-end page, you'll see that all of these features have been removed, which produces a cleaner look in my opinion. You might find that certain settings are useful for certain parts of the site. For example, it's common for blog articles to include the author name and publish date. You can override the global settings at the menu level. This means you can customize the settings for individual pages. Let's have a look at how to do this on the blog page. In Administrator, navigate to Menus, Main Menu. Step 2, click the menu item of the page you wish to change. Step 3. Click the Advanced Options tab. Step 4. Click the Article Options heading. Step 5. Find the Show Author line and change the setting to Show. Step 6. Find the Show Publish date. And change the setting to Show. Step 7. Click Save and Close. Have a look at any of the standard pages on the front end, and you'll see that nothing has changed. However, if you go to the page that was changed, in this case blog, you'll see that the affected features are now visible. They're also on the full article page. Settings can be further refined on a per article basis. This means you can have default global settings, which could be overridden by a single menu item and overridden again for a single article. Let's say that you wish to hide the author name for one blog post. You can do that as follows. Step 1, navigate to Article Manager. Step 2, click the relevant article. Step 3, click the Article Options tab. Step 4, next to Show Author, select Hide. Step 5, click Save and Close. The author name is no longer on the individual blog post page. However, it still appears on the summary page as that was the setting specified at the menu level. The way around that would be to do the reverse. Disable the feature for the menu and then enable it for the articles where it's required. Let's have a look at the layout of category blog pages. By default, this is the arrangement you get. As I mentioned at the start of this lesson, I added several articles to the blog category to demonstrate what a busy category blog page looks like. The most recent article is displayed at full width. The next 4 articles are in 2 columns. The next 4 article titles are linked underneath. And finally, page navigation has automatically been added at the bottom. These category blog layout options can be configured at both a global level and a menu level. Let's have a look at the global settings. From Article Manager, click Options. And in Step 2, click the Blog/Featured Layouts tab. Step 3. Leading articles refers to the full width articles at the top of the page. I'm going to set this to 0. Step 4. The next option is intro articles, which refers to the next set of articles after the leading articles. I'm going to set this to 10. Step 5. Next is columns, which only affects the intro articles. I'm going to set this to 1, that is 1 column. Step 6. Number of links refers to the third set of articles, the title shortcuts towards the bottom of the page. I don't particularly like these, so I'll set this to 0. click Save and Close. Now on the front end, the blog page now has 10 full-width articles. As there are 13 articles in this category, there is page navigation at the bottom. As the global settings were changed, the same thing has happened on the other category blog pages. You can override the global settings at the menu level. Let's say you like the idea of 2 columns for the specials page. You would change this as follows. Step 1. Navigate to Menus, Main Menu. Step 2. Click the relevant page. Step 3. Click the Advanced Options tab. Step 4. Click Blog Layout Options. Step 5. Enter the number of articles from this category that are to appear on each page. Step 6. Enter the number of columns. And Step 7. Click Save and Close. The front-end specials page is now back to 2 columns, whereas the rest of the category blog pages remain in 1 column. By default, column layouts display the articles down the first column and then down each subsequent column. In this case, there are currently 3 articles, so they're displayed as 3 and 2 in the first column, followed by 1 in the second column. You can change this so the order is arranged horizontally. This can be done in either the global settings, or in this case, I'll change the specials page. Just change the multi-column order option to across. Click Save and Close, and here is the result. The last major setting to be aware of is the display order of articles. By default, the most recently entered article is displayed at the top of the page. That's usually what you want on a blog page. However, as this page type is often used for other forms of content, it helps to be able to manually control the display order. Once again, there is a global setting which can be overridden on individual pages. Here's where you'll find the global setting. Step 1. In Article Manager, click Options. Step 2. Click the Shared Options tab. Step 3. In the Article Order drop-down menu, select Ordering. Step 4. Click Save and Close. If you want to change the display order for an individual page, you would do the following. Step 1. Navigate to Menus, Main Menu. Step 2. Click the relevant menu item. Step 3. Click the Advanced Options tab. Step 4. Click the Blog Layout Options heading. Step 5. In the Article Order drop-down menu, select Article Manager Order. And Step 6, click Save and Close. That's Step 1, which tells Joomla to display the articles in the order you specify. However, you now need to specify the desired order. which is done via Article Manager. Here's the process. Step 1, navigate to Content, Article Manager. Step 2, use the category filter in the left column to only display the articles from the desired category. Step 3, above the list of articles are the labels for each column. At the very left of this row is an icon that looks like two arrowheads. Click this icon to activate sort order. Doing this changes the three vertical dot icons next to each article from a light grey colour to a darker grey. When you hover your mouse over any of these, the cursor's icon changes. Step 4. Click on one of these icons and drag it to the desired position. For example, item 1 should be at the top of the list, so click its associated icon, drag it to the top and let go. Step 5. Repeat this step for every article. There is no option to save these changes. Sort order changes occur as soon as you drag the article into position. To wrap this lesson up, let me return to the blog menu page and show you the display order option again. Once again, the default global option is most recent first. That is, the most recently added article is displayed at the top of the page. I changed the global setting to article order, which means there is no need to change it here at the menu level. So I'm going to set this page to most recent first, which is ideal for blog pages. That now means the default for all category pages is article order. That is, you have to specify the ordering in Article Manager, with the exception of the blog page. There are a ton of other settings you can explore, but this lesson has covered the main ones you're likely to need. Here's a recap of what was covered in this lesson. The difference between global settings, menu settings, and article settings. How to disable some default Joomla settings. How to override global settings for individual pages. How to override settings for an individual article. Changing the layout of a page, and changing the order in which articles appear on a page.